Most of us in the West, when we hear of people in need, we think of sub-Saharan Africa or Southeast Asia, South America. Surprisingly enough, though, some of the greatest need in the world exists right here, in Europe. Over the next few minutes, I'd like to introduce you to some amazing people who are doing some remarkable things here in Eastern Europe. Thanks for your attention.
When I first arrived to UK, I was wondering why England have so many disabled people. Me and my friends were joking because we're eating too much fish and chips. If you would have asked me, does Moldova have any disabled people? I would have said no, very few. But later I've learned there are people with disability in Moldova, many of them. But because they had no mobility, they were invisible. They were kept out of sight, hidden away, often objects of shame to their families. Without mobility aids, they could not access public education. These isolated children became isolated adults, lacking the support they needed to do anything more than just exist.
Imagine you're one of them, a special needs child living in a village here in Moldova, Europe's poorest nation. And this is your story.
Trăiesc pe un pat într-o odaie mică cu o singură ferestruică. Ziua îmi fă de griji singură. Mama trebuie să muncească, altfel nu o să avem ce mânca. Când ajunge acasă și mă întoarce, simt pe pielea mea furnicături. Aș vrea să-mi ia în brațe, dar nu se uită în ochii mei. Se uită la pătura murdară, părul meu încălcit, laptele uscat de pe bărbia mea și strâmbă din nas de la mirosul meu, gem din adâncul inimii, socăie din limbă. Spune ea, e rușine, inima îi se frânge, dar nu are ajutor. Mama și-a pierdut speranța că în acest chin de carne și oase mai e un suflet de om, dar eu sunt aici. Eu sunt aici.
This school once served the students of Rishkan, a small city in northern Moldova. Since the dissolution of the Soviet Union, it's stood empty, slowly being reduced to ruin by the irresistible burden of time and neglect. A child abandoned by hope in a building abandoned by purpose. What could the two possibly have in common? Both are being reclaimed. The building, transformed by vision and sweat, will give the child a place to belong. The child, transformed by love and care, will give the building a purpose far beyond that for which it was intended.
After delivering hundreds of wheelchairs to these children with disabilities, me and John witness joy in their lives. Now we can go outside to see the trees, not just the leaves out of their bedroom windows. But for us, this wasn't enough. They still lacked the benefits of social inclusion. We decided to embark on a bigger project, a project that will transform lives to these children and their families. The search for the building began and led us to Rishkani, where the mayor showed us this disused kindergarten. This may sound easy, but it wasn't. However, eventually the contract was signed, the plan was laid, the funds was raised, and from the first stroke of a hammer, 4 months later, we opened the door for first center for children with disabilities in north of Moldova.
Victoria had a vision, but like a child born with a disability, a vision, though conceived and given birth, can't stand on its own. It's only through the selfless, often sacrificial generosity and support of people like you that life has been breathed into that vision and made it a thriving reality. This is the Phoenix Wing, Phase 1 of Phoenix Center. A year ago, it was impossible, but, well, here it is.
Când ușile centrului Phoenix s-au deschis, noi deservim 24 de copii cu dizabilități. Până la instalarea ascensorului care permite accesul la intervenție timpurie, noi sperăm să deservim sute de copii. Mulțumim partenerilor noștri britanici. Echipamentul și facilitățile noastre sunt conform standardelor europene, precum și specialiștii noștri, medicul, kinetoterapeutul, logopedul, pedagogii sociali sunt nevoiți să respecte aceste standarde. Acest proiect a fost cândva doar o viziune și acum este real.
The curious thing about a vision is that it grows, and as it grows, it embraces other visions, especially if it has room to grow. And here at Phoenix Center, well,
Phoenix Center is a phase 1 of a sustainable project. As you can see from the building, we have plenty of room to develop. And for phase 2, we are planning to do a care home for elderly people. Why do we need it? Because a few state homes existing in Moldova at the moment are deplorable. 4-5 adults in one room, sleeping on thin stench mattresses, iron beds, with one bathroom facilities to 30-40 people. And the children of these people who left abroad to make better lives for themselves are willing to pay for quality care of their parents. It is our intention that one day Phoenix Center will become self-supporting. But until then, we need your help. It costs us 1,400 lei a month to provide each child with the care they need. This includes everything: transportation, food, clothing, activities, education, physiotherapy session they need, and all the love they deserve. If we can secure this sponsorship for each child, the operating cost of Phoenix Center will be completely covered. We can't rely on government for this support. We don't want to, because Moldova government cannot be relied upon.
then there's phase 3, but we'll talk about that next year. For now, we'd like to invite you to partner with Victoria in providing support for the kids here at the Phoenix Wing. For some of you, a sponsorship in this amount will present no real difficulty, and we invite you to sponsor as many children as you like. For others, it'll be a stretch, but you know, like any good physician says, stretching is good for you. For those of you for whom it's impossible, Perhaps you could form a syndicate where 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of you get together and support a child. In return, you'll receive bi-monthly photos and an email newsletter that will tell you how your child is doing.
100% of your donations will go directly to benefit the children in our care at Phoenix Center. If you'd like to visit Phoenix Center and meet your sponsored child, our wonderful staff, tour the facilities, we will be glad to make all the arrangements and make you feel the most welcome.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and for you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I see skies blue, clouds white, bright blessed days and the dark secret night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.